And what's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Under the Rim podcast. And a lot has happened this week, surprisingly, in the world of basketball. A couple little minor things. The Last Dance documentary came out, the first two episodes. The rest got leaked, but I'm gonna refrain from watching that. I kind of want to do it on a week-to-week basis, give something to look forward to, And I can talk to you guys about every other week. I don't really want to do spoilers and do much because I'm gonna have to rewatch the episodes every week anyway. So I'm just gonna do it as they come out, like they were intended to. But first, I want to talk about this thing that happened with Draymond and Kevin Durant. So you guys probably remember a while back that I think they were playing the Clippers, and it was like the clutch. Kevin Durant was calling for the ball for the game winner, calling for the ball over and over. He's clapping his hands together like, "Pass me the ball." And Draymond was not doing that shit. He ran down the court, like fell or something, and got it, and like the ball like fell out of his hands, and it was really just like huge mess. And then the infamous moment led up to where they were arguing on the bench, and Draymond said something like, "I don't need you. We never needed you. We can like we've won without you," type shit. So I'm thinking here, yo, that is why. Well, as soon as I saw that happen, I was like, that's it. That's the cookie crumble. You don't say that to somebody, especially a man like Kevin Durant, who Kevin Durant isn't like. I don't want to say not mature, but he remembers these type of things, and he will be like, yeah, like you said that about me. All right, see you later. So Kevin Durant cut, and then he talked about why he left on First Take and things like that about what happened. Like as soon as that happened, that was the beginning of the end. He never really felt part of the team. He never really felt like a brother. It was always Kevin Durant and the Warriors, never just the Warriors. It was Kevin Durant and them. And I can see where he was coming from because he wanted to be his own man. He wanted to lead his own team. He didn't really want to be. He wanted to be part of a team. He felt like he wanted to be part of a team. And when a teammate says something like that to you, you really don't feel like part of a team. You feel like that's what everyone else is thinking, type shit. And he wasn't really holding them hostage with free agency. He was kind of just not speaking on it. And a lot of people do that. Kawhi did that. LeBron does that because why would you speak on that during the season and ruin the chemistry? Because it's just whatever. So Draymond comes out this week. I forget. It was on a podcast, and he was saying, I think it was All the Smoke, but don't quote me on that. He started saying how him and Durant got in this fight, and they start arguing back and forth, and Durant is kind of talking down on him and treating him like he's just some like rook, and some just like person who doesn't matter. And Draymond's like, don't talk to me like that. Like I'm not one of these like small ball players. Like I've been here. I've been here. I'm like the heart of this team. Like do not talk to me like that. And then DeMarcus comes in between him and pulls Draymond aside. He's like, yo, you gotta relax. And then Durant's cheesed and Draymond's mad, and they go on the plane after, and people are telling Draymond to apologize to Durant, and they land, and then they're like, okay, go take a nap, see how you're feeling. When you wake up, maybe you'll feel different. They meet up with Steve Kerr and such, and then he's like, Draymond, are you gonna apologize? Draymond says no, and they're like, all right, we're gonna suspend you for tonight's game. So that's why Draymond got suspended. And then he was saying, I don't recall any other player getting suspended over arguing with another. You're literally just trying to save Durant at that point. And he was just saying how Durant left for more than just him and just things like that. And you see, I can see where Draymond is coming from because he said if Kevin Durant wanted to stay, that means I would have been traded a long time. They would have traded me a long time. He said he understands how the business of basketball works, and he wouldn't have been mad if they traded him because he knows that's what would happen. Like he would have been like, I will stay, but Draymond gotta leave type shit. So I think Draymond does have a point where you say there was more to Durant leaving. And yeah, but I think the ball started rolling. Like it was rolling, but he kind of pushed him over the edge with his comments. When you tell a teammate, we've been winning without you, we don't need you. You don't think that's gonna really just set back a person to really have that in their head, especially like someone like Kevin Durant. Look how much of a toll after he left OKC it took on him. The man had a burner account fighting against people, all right? The man was feeding back to haters. He was not before he became I'm Kevin Durant, you know who I am, like mature. He's more mature now than he was back then. But before he became all that, he really took this type of stuff to heart, and that was from fans. This is from a teammate, a respected teammate. And even Draymond said himself, he doesn't know if Kevin Durant views him the same. I wouldn't anymore. How are you gonna say that shit to me when you get angry? That means you've been thinking about stuff like that. And I kind of agree with Draymond that Durant left for more than those comments, but it's because he didn't feel like part of a team. So why would he request a trade for you to leave and then him to stay if he doesn't feel like a warrior at all? If he doesn't feel like one of the guys at all, like he might as well just leave and go to another team. And now it's the Brooklyn Nets with Kevin Durant and Kyrie. It comes with being a superstar, but then again, you gotta treat your superstars right. Like you gotta treat LeBron good, you gotta treat Kawhi good, Paul George. Like you gotta cater these guys. And Draymond, you were not doing that. When you were crying in the parking lot after the 3-1 was blown to Kevin Durant saying we need you, type of stuff, like you weren't saying the same shit to him then that we won without you. You would only have one ring without Kevin Durant, buddy. So like you won the first year when K Love and Kyrie were injured. Then you lost the second year, blowing a 3-1 lead, and then Durant came and you guys won 2. So you guys won 2 more. So I don't know what y'all want me to say, because you guys can't be treating Durant like that. And I can see where Draymond's coming from, but I think Draymond has to own up to a lot of what he said. And it really, like, you cannot say something like that to a teammate. You cannot. You can't just act like that's why he didn't want to leave because of that. No, he literally said in the reason on First Take that was a huge factor for him leaving. Because how the hell you going to say that to somebody? How the hell you going to say that to your own teammate, bro? This man was getting in beefs on Twitter with Kendrick Perkins, all right? So you can't be saying that to your own teammate. Yeah, you'll ride out for him and everything, but on live TV? And you wanted him to be straight up with you and be like how he wanted to leave and he couldn't work this out straight up? No, after that, I would have felt really alienated from the team. I would have been like, I'm gone. I'm out. As soon as he said that, I wouldn't request a trade. Like, I know it's not 2K, but bro, you cannot be telling that to teammates. So I think you should have just apologized. Honestly, you should just apologize in like a spur of the moment. But I think as soon as Draymond said what he said, the damage was done. I think that was it. So that's my reaction to what Draymond was saying, because everyone was like, I agree with Draymond. Durant's a snake. But if someone came up to your face and told you, we don't need you, we won without you, you can leave, you're gonna be friends with that guy anymore? I wouldn't be friends. Like, maybe a while later after he rebuilds the friendship, but nah, bro, I'm gonna go out and play my basketball, and when my contract's up, I'm gone, bro. There's nothing you can do bring me back here. Give me the max, nothing. I don't give a shit. Like, Kevin Durant's rich, all right? He don't need the money. He said he never felt like part of the team. Bay was nice. The Bay Area was nice, but clearly not nice enough, because man went to go live in Brooklyn and stuff. So there you go. And you want to play with Kyrie. So I guess that's what happens, yo. That's what happens. But anyways, after the first 2 episodes of The Last Dance doc, the biggest takeaways I can take away from that is the Bulls got ended prematurely because of Jerry. Like, I don't. You have a team that's winning. This is my first thing. You have a team that's winning, right? And they're arguably one of the last 5 championships before, like, after Jordan retired, he came back, won the 2 more, and they're winning, right? Yes, the players are getting old, but you want to do as much as you can. And this is what I was thinking to myself. You want to do as much as you can to keep this team together. You have arguably the greatest player of all time on your team at the moment, because they didn't really know that he was the GOAT at the time yet. But you have one of the best player in the NBA on your team, the best defense, one of the best defensive players, probably one of the top NBA players on your team. You got Dennis Rodman, Steve Kerr, all these great role players. They're gelling, chemistry together. Phil Jackson as their coach. Everything is just working. This is what you want for a team. Guys who care about winning, competitive, get on each other. Like, literally just a winning atmosphere, But all of a sudden, you just say, screw it. Let's get rid of Phil Jackson. This is his last year. He literally said to Phil Jackson's face, and this is crazy to me, I don't care if you win 82 games in a row, you're still leaving. What? What kind? Who hired this guy? And I get, like, the thing was, I'm torn with Jerry Claus and everything, because Claus, or however you pronounce his name, he helped build the Bulls. get the draft picks, trade for Scotty, this and that. But then he ended up killing them because he said it's an organization that wins championships, not players. Are you stupid, bro? Ever since you've said that, you haven't won a championship since. So that same organization hasn't won a championship since. So you've pretty much cursed them at this point. But there are a lot of weird things from that. He wanted to trade Phil. He was doing Phil Jackson dirty. This man was doing Phil Jackson so dirty. He was the heart of that. He was one of the heart of that team that ran that offense that Michael respected, that Scotty respected. And he said, I don't want to play on a team that doesn't have Phil Jackson. So why on earth would you get rid of Phil Jackson? That's my question. And then, you know what's crazy? They just screwing over Scotty. They're not giving the man the money. Scotty signed like a 7-year, $18 million deal. That's insane. Compared to NBA standards where people are signing like 4 years, $108 million. Jesus Christ. Scotty. There's players with contracts right now that Scotty's made with just for like 4 years. Then Scotty's made in his entire career. If you don't know, that's insane to me. That's insane to me. I think, was it John Wall? I forget what John Wall's contract is. Let me search this up right now. Because if it is what I think it is, oh man, and John Wall hasn't played in 2 years? Hold up. I'm on my computer right now. I'm searching this up. Contract. What is this guy on? I think it's like 96 or something like that. Oh, he signed a 4-year, $171 million deal. And he's making $42 million a year. Bro, this guy's blessed. This guy can retire right now. He's blessed. He's on a 4-year, $171 million deal. And you got Scottie Pippen signing 7-year, $18 million deals. What the hell is that? And then you're going to... Bro, Scottie has sacrificed so much money. And it's like y'all forget what the Miami Heat tried to do to D Wade before he left to Chicago. They were not giving this man this money. He was sacrificing for LeBron, for Bosh, for these guys to come, sacrificing his rightfully earned money after winning that championship with Shaq against the Mavericks all the way back when. He could have cashed out. He could have took his money and he could have left, you know. But no, he didn't. He's like, nah, I want to sign these guys. I want to keep winning. And winning is what matters at the end of the day. And you got to keep your players happy. They didn't keep him happy, so he left and went to the Bulls. And your guys are doing this. You guys are doing this with Scottie Pippen. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. And then Scotty's wife is coming on Twitter saying he's perfectly fine. Bro, you did him more wrong by cheating on him with Future than the Bulls ever did to him. But that's another thing. That was really crazy to me. And it's just interesting to see that Scotty was injured, so he's like, they're going to screw me over, so I might as well just not play, you know, and just get the surgery on company time and just do that instead of like waiting, potentially making it worse and like get the season in the off season. You see, this is the thing with me and injuries now. So you have Scotty, who's injured I forget what he injured, but he's sitting out, and people are telling him to play. We need you. Because the Bulls were getting like slapped around. They had like an 0-4 start or something like that on the road or at home or something. And they're getting slapped around by these teams they should have easily beaten, and they needed Scotty. But this man was like, I need surgery. So my thing has always been, if you are a player and you are injured and you know you're injured and something does not feel right in your body, you have all the right to say, I don't want to play. All right, because yeah, there's the love of the game and you're not competitive enough and you don't got this killer mindset and you got to fight through the injury. Why would you jeopardize your entire career just because you need to win these regular season games now? You have a team. That's what the team is there for, to pick you up when you're down, to help you out when you're not there, to carry the load when you're not there. You know, you have Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan can do it. And the thing was, I saw when Michael Jordan broke his foot, he wanted to play so bad. He dropped 63 with a broken foot on the Celtics, right? That's amazing. Like Larry Bird said, it was God disguised as Michael Jordan. All right? But they barely made the playoffs. What is the purpose? I get it that you want to play and there's that competitive fire in you that you promised that you guys would make the playoffs. You promised the Bulls fans that you guys would make the playoffs. But it's your second year, man, and you broke your foot, and you're in the 8th seed against the Titans of a Celtics team. They're going to beat you. You beat them in one game, but they're going to beat you. You're not winning this. So why would you jeopardize your whole career whole career, jeopardize it, and it could be a season-ending injury. Like they said, if you re-injured his foot, it's over. You're not playing basketball again. So I get the whole let me be like a Titan, let me be a Superman and go out there and play this and do this. But he said he was healthy enough to play. He said he was good. So maybe if he knew about his body, but like I just said, if you feel like your body's ready to play, then yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Just say he didn't feel that well, but he still wanted to play, because some players played through the pain. You have a chance of getting a top pick in the lottery if you sit out. So you sit out. It's not that you're tanking games, but your team's already bad without you. So you're losing games. You sit out. You get a top pick. You come back next year healthy and ready to go. You got the top pick. What's so bad about that? It's like the Warriors right now. The Warriors are all injured. They're all injured. There's no purpose for Steph Curry playing those last few games. He didn't need to play them. He really didn't need to play them because they sit out. They're at the bottom. They get a top pick. They're blessed. They're blessed, and everyone's afraid of them again. Everyone's afraid. They get a top pick in the draft. They trade it for another player. Who knows what they can get? People are saying, if I swear to God, if Giannis ends up on that team, I'm going to stop this podcast. I'm going to stop watching basketball. I'm going to stop doing everything because I cannot take it anymore. I don't know where these Giannis to Golden State and Raptors rumors are coming out of, but it needs to stop. That shit needs to stop because it's not going to happen. Off topic, but I know. Anyways, going back to the whole injury discussion. This is what I took away from the documentary. It's Jordan was obviously a competitor. He was crazy. This man wanted to win by any means necessary. They dicked Phil Jackson and Scottie Pippen. They screwed these mans over. All right. They said this, like, how are you going to tell a coach? I don't care if you win 82 games. Isn't that what you want to happen? Yeah, they said, oh, their players were aging, but just keep them, man. They're fan favorites. This man Jordan had a statue of himself while he was still playing there. What the hell? Like, that's how you know you're lit. All right. That's how you know you're one of the GOATs. But just keep the team together. And of course, we know they ended up winning the 6th title. I'm going to see how they got there. But you really couldn't keep the team together because you just didn't want to pay these guys the money. Just pay them the money. Just keep Phil Jackson. You keep everyone happy. Michael Jordan is the guy who brought you guys into relevance. The indoor soccer teams were more popular than you guys. And then Michael Jordan arrived and became Air Jordan. So it just blows my mind how they're just going to screw over some of the greatest players to ever play for the Bulls. And this is what I was talking about when I was excited to watch the documentary. Because you don't know, like, I didn't know all these things were going on behind the scenes. It looks so perfect from when you're just watching highlights and you're hearing people talk about it. They don't talk about the turmoils they go through. You don't talk about Michael thought Scottie was selfish for sitting out the season. You don't talk about how Michael Jordan had to put this offensive load on his back while he was gone because he lost his number 2. And a lot of people are starting to compare this to LeBron and start these LeBron feuds and everything. Just chill out. Let's appreciate greatness. Where was everybody when Kobe died? And everyone's like, just stop comparing people and appreciate greatness. Let's stop this. Skip Bayless, stop this. Even LeBron himself is just enjoying the documentary, But I want to point out one thing. Jordan said himself that without Scottie Pippen, there is no Michael Jordan. There is no championship rings. There is none of that. All right, so we need to act like Jordan we didn't stop acting like Jordan did these wins by himself, all right? Because he didn't. He had Scottie Pippen. He had help. He had Dennis Rodman. He had Phil Jackson. He had all these people to help him. And as soon as Scottie got injured, their team was completely like, what the hell? Because they need each other. And that's what basketball is about. You need your team members. And a lot of those first few episodes was the dysfunction in the front office, the distrust, because they were playing when Jordan injured his foot for 7 minutes a game. They were only playing him the 7 minutes, letting him out. And then that game where it came down to the clutch shot where they could make the playoffs or not, they wouldn't play him for 30 seconds because they would fire the head coach. I don't know. Like, again, that's what I'm saying. If Jordan felt he was ready, I guess he could play. But again, it's either you lose the franchise, you lose your franchise, or you lose the game, or you win the game. But, there's so many options that can come out of that. And it's just interesting to see how these guys played back in the day, to play through all this pain and all these injuries and stuff. It's so much fun to watch and listen to. And I was just so addicted to it. I'm just really tempted to watch the rest of the episodes, but I'm going to keep it on the down low. And I'm going to try and do the 2 every time they come out every week and talk about it. So those were my biggest takeaways from these 2 first episodes. Just, again, how much they screwed over Scottie and Phil. Jordan just wanting to play through injuries, the competitive fire. Next week, they said they're going to talk about the bad boy Pistons and Rodman, everything. So I'm really looking forward to that. I really want to see, because that was one of Jordan's biggest rivals, like coming up in the league. So I'm really interested to see that. And that's all I really got for you guys today. Thank you so much for listening. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, check that out. youtube.com/theycallmemythic. Thank you so much. If anything you want me to talk about, just let me know on my either comment down my YouTube, send me a message on Twitter or anything. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you guys next week.